Hello sassy beauties, welcome back to my channel. This is the best place to learn how to be a high value woman to attract amazing relationships with amazing men. Now in my last video, I shared with you why men come back after no contact. We covered different men's behaviors and what he could be thinking based on his behaviors. And if you haven't yet seen that video, I highly recommend you go watch that video here. Now in this video, I'm gonna share with you what to do, really how to respond in a high value way that doesn't have us reacting from a negative place and therefore regretting our behavior. One way a high value woman distinguishes herself from others is she really understands and accepts her emotions. And she does it in a way that is highly respectful and honoring to herself. And I'll show you what I mean by that. The first thing you want to do, and the most important thing, is you want to check in with how you feel in regards to his message. Don't skip this step. Some of you either want to react to the emotion that's coming up. You could be very triggered by the message, or you just want to push it away and resist the emotion that's coming up. And especially if you're feeling an emotion like anger, our knee-jerk reaction there is often to want to unleash that onto him, to want to teach him a lesson, to defend yourself, to set a boundary, right? It kind of feels a little bit defiant. It has a strong energy behind it. In that moment, we just want to get that release of energy. What ends up happening is we oftentimes regret our behavior after the fact. I want to prevent you from doing that to yourself, because remember, this isn't about him. This is how you think about yourself, how you show up for yourself, and how your behaviors influences how you think about you and how you feel about yourself. The other way you may want to respond is simply to deny the emotion or push the emotion away. And we don't want to do that either. So the next thing I want you to do is to process that emotion on your own. An emotion like anger or a feeling that makes you want to react is what I call a buffering emotion. So it's an emotion that we use as a way to push aside and suppress another emotion. Let's say there's a pot of emotions. Anger is right on the surface. It's the lid of the pot, okay? It's right on the surface. It's clearly what we see. It's very obvious when we're angry, but we're not going to just look at anger, because there are other emotions swimming around in that pot. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to lift the lid of that pot and have a peek inside what is underneath. Okay, what is underneath the anger? And I know for me, when I'm angry, that's usually a signal that I'm feeling another emotion like hurt, like sadness, like disappointment, okay, like shame. Okay, that something of that kind is coming up for me underneath the anger. And what you want to do is process that emotion and pay attention to that instead of anger, right? Anger is what we use when we want to push away the real emotion that is coming up. And the real emotion that we need to pay attention to is often an emotion you really don't want to feel. I want you to note down what that primary emotion is and consciously lean into it, breathe into it, and here's probably what it will look like. Right? When we're processing an emotion, it just literally feels like you're sitting there, you're breathing into it, and you're feeling it vibrate in your body. Okay, you want to accept it. Open your arms to it, allow it in. And as you allow it in, the intensity of it will start to lessen. Now, let me know what you used to do when a man comes back after no contact. What did you do? What have you done? How did you feel about how you reacted? Would you do it again? Would you do it differently? Let me know in the comments below. The second way high value women show up differently is she communicates authentically what is true for her. Like I said, if you're feeling angry or an emotion like anger, that is a buffering emotion. That's the emotion that you want to feel to push aside the other emotion that doesn't feel as strong, shall we say. So anger actually for a lot of you will feel safer to feel. It feels more comfortable, it feels more familiar, feels like you're more in control. And I want to offer that that is not actually the case, okay? Because anger is just getting in the way of you being able to communicate what is really going on with you. And when you communicate with anger, you're just going to get more anger back, right? If you talk to a man with anger, he's just going to get angry at you, and then you're going to get angry at him, and then he'll pull away, and then probably make you even more angry, right? Anger just begets anger, so it's not a good idea. You really want to find the authentic emotion that you were trying to push away, but now you are allowing, and you want to communicate that authentically. And here is what you're going to say to him, okay? You're going to tell him what you're feeling and why you're feeling it. And a tip for this is you want to stick to the facts of how you felt and what you were thinking. So here's the example of what you could say to him. To be honest, when you did X, I felt Y because I thought Z. Okay, to be honest, when I received your message, I felt sad because I thought I'd never hear from you again. When you stopped talking to me, I felt hurt because I thought you no longer cared about me. Okay, notice how those messages are much more the truth, right? You're getting to the truth of it. You're getting to the heart of the issue here. And you want to stick to I thought, I felt. And you want to avoid using language like you made me do this, you did that, or you didn't do this, because that sounds like blaming. And you don't want to blame, because if you blame him, he will probably just get defensive and blame you back. Remember, less is more here. Men get easily overwhelmed if there are lots and lots of words, lots and lots of dialogue. Keep it simple and then pause. Give him time to process what you have said. Some of you may not want to communicate this to him at all because you're thinking, well, I don't want him to think he has the upper hand. I don't want him to think he's gotten to me. And I want to offer that you communicating authentically is you having the upper hand, okay? Think about it. If you got angry and you reacted from anger, that would be like him getting to you, because he knew then that he could do something to you which you couldn't control, right? You just reacted, versus you being intentional about how you show up and choosing to show up authentically, even though you could have reacted from anger, even though you could have just pretended everything was fine. Some of you may still want to set a boundary. You know, you want to show him what is acceptable, what isn't acceptable. You want to tell him how to behave. That is just your way of wanting to control him so you can feel better, so you can feel good about the situation. How you will actually feel better about yourself is if you showed up authentically, by speaking your truth, by honoring your feelings, by honoring your thoughts and your feelings and making them important, demonstrating that they are important to you. That is how you are going to feel good about yourself. If you want to know how magnetic you are to men, you may want to check out my free feminine energy quiz in the description below or in the screen up there. And if you like this video, like me, leave me some comments, let me know what you thought, and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like to see more videos like this, stay tuned and check out some more videos that's coming up at the end of this video.